Ancient gods reappear after 100,000 years by DarkCreator15. Chapter 5. Cool spell. Why you were as awesome as always, Ryzen-sama, said Hina. Hi Ryzen-sama. Your fire magic is gorgeous, Aya. Haha, you flatter me, said Ryzen, casually surrounded with girls as he came out of class after the school ended. Do you mind if we invite you to go out with us today? Asked Carla while blushing. Yeah, please come with us, Ryzen-sama, requested Hina. Well, you see, hey Ryzen, hurry up already. We are getting late, said Rimuru while coming to get him. I am sorry, I already have plans for today. We will go out some other time, said Ryzen and went towards Rimuru. Looks like you are really popular as well. As expected of Benimaru's descendant, said Rimuru in a teasing tone as they walked away. They are just annoying to deal with. I am glad I could get away from them, replied Ryzen. Is that so? Said Rimuru teasingly. What does that new transfer student think she is? Cried Hina. Yeah, that B*TCH is really annoying, coming out of nowhere and seducing Ryzen-sama like that, said Aya while kicking a wall. We need to do something about this, said Hina. But we can't just up and beat her like that. Ryzen-sama is going to be very angry if he finds out about it, said Aya. Let's teach her a lesson when there will be no one looking. This year's class trip is going to be hell for her, said Carla in a threatening tone. How much time do you think it will take us to gather enough energy to break another seal? Absorbing the Archangel Ikebo fulfilled half of the requirements. It is estimated that if we absorb another creature of that caliber we will get sufficient energy. I see. The next moment a brown stick came flying towards Rimuru, but he caught it with 2 fingers. Pay attention over here if you don't want to fail in exams. Hi sensei, said Rimuru with an uninterested voice which irritated the teacher even more. I see you already know everything. So much so that you don't feel the need to pay attention to my lecture? Well then please come on stage and demonstrate to us how you construct a high-tier wind magic spell, said the teacher in an irritated voice. With that, Rimuru got up from his seat and began walking towards the stage. Hee, this is going to be fun. I have got a bad feeling about this, whispered Kei. Me too. I hope Rimuru-sama isn't too angry, replied Ryzen. Alright then, listen here class. I am now going to demonstrate this high-tier magic in front of you. But the thing is, the magic you all are studying is actually inefficient and wastes a lot of energy, so I am going to make some necessary changes to it. Look closely, said Rimuru and started drawing the magic circle. Abracadabra alakazam. And so Rimuru began to chant some random bull ahem incantation. You don't need an incantation to cast this spell, master. Yeah, I know, but this way I look very cool, so why not? Hi, I will take that as a compliment, and boom. The next moment, the sky above the building started getting covered with black clouds. High-speed winds started blowing, which kept on increasing in intensity. Lightning and thunder started roaring all around, also increasing in intensity as time went by. Soon there were multiple tornadoes spinning around in all directions, with black lightning striking everything in the vicinity. What's happening? Wasn't this spell just supposed to create a storm in one location, with a couple lightning strikes? Said one student in panic. Then how come we are surrounded with this many of them in all directions? Said another, terrified at the sight of massive destruction all around. As far as the eye can see, there were tornadoes, accompanied by black lightning, roaring and causing destruction. I am afraid. Please stop this, cried another student as a huge bolt of lightning struck just a few meters away, and left a black crater behind. So is this good enough, sensei? Was I able to demonstrate the spell correctly? Asked Rimuru with a smile. Why yes. This is good enough. I am glad you were paying attention in class and were able to do it properly. And now if you don't mind please stop this spell now. I will never doubt you paying attention in the class again. I am glad to hear that, Chris-sensei, said Rimuru and instantly retracted the spell. The sky became normal again, but the same could not be said for the surroundings. Everywhere the eye went, there was destruction. Trees uprooted and blown away by the tornadoes. Huge rocks and boulders just vaporized by the black lightning. Numerous black craters everywhere. The entire area in 1,000 meters of radius was destroyed. What in the hell? There's no way we can beat a monster like this, thought Carla. That wasn't just a mere high-level wind magic. looking at the destruction it caused, and the bullshit incantation she was uttering to fool the others. This transfer student may be even stronger than the elites of our academy, thought Iris. Everyone was in shock, not knowing how to react after the scene they just saw. That was quite a spell, Rimuru. I hope you aren't too offended by what Chris-sensei did, said Ryzen. Oh, it's fine now. Actually, I think I overdid it a little, said Rimuru while casually sipping his tea. Tea, that was wonderful, Rimuru. I didn't think you would actually be able to improvise the spell and cast it on such a large-scale magnitude. You know, my wind magic quite sucks in comparison. Do you think you can teach that to me? Said Mia with glittering eyes. Sure, I will teach that to you sometime, replied Rimuru. Really, thanks a lot. You're the best, though I can't promise you will be having a good time learning it, said Rimuru with an evil smile. I got a bad feeling about this, said Kay. Suddenly there was a loud bang on the class door, and someone came rushing in. Headmaster Velsa? Do you want something? Ahem. Is Rimuru here? Come to my office immediately, said Velsa while panting. Please forgive me, Rimuru-sama. I will make sure to discipline the teachers thoroughly so that this never happens again, said Velsa while bowing down as soon as they entered the office. Oh, it's fine. He was just doing his job as a teacher. I don't mind it, said Rimuru while sitting down on the principal's chair. Hi, I am glad to know that you aren't offended by it. More importantly, I need you to do a couple other things for me. I heard there is going to be a class trip this year? Yes, Rimuru-sama. Every year we take our students on a class trip near the end of the year for their betterment, replied Velsa. I see. So then this time I want you to change the destination of the trip. You know this place here? Said Rimuru while taking out a map and marking a spot on it. Yeah, Rimuru-sama. So you want me to conduct the trip there? Leave it to me? Chapter 6. Dicey situation. A few days passes by. Slowly there began to form two factions in the class. One was pro-Rimuru faction, consisting of people who admired and looked up to Rimuru for his amazing talent and performances and considered him the greatest elite in the school. The second was anti-Rimuru faction, which consisted of people who hated Rimuru, mainly because they were jealous of his sudden rise to fame and wanted to down him at all costs. So then what are we supposed to do about that Rimuru taking over our academy? Asked Hina. Yeah, that B*TCH is getting more and more students on her side, and Ryzen-sama is now literally always following her behind, said Aya. Not to mention the teachers are in her favor as well, said Ronan. That is to be expected. She is one of the best students this academy's 10,000-year history after all, said Iris while biting her lip. For you to say that, Iris-san, it must really be that big of a deal, considering you are among the top 5 students in the academy yourself, said Jiru. The case still remains that she needs to be taken care of, said Carla. That's easier said than done. You witnessed that spell of her, right? That alone would put her above the elites of our academy. There is no way we are getting the better of her even if we gang up on her, said Clint. Yeah, I know, said Carla with an evil smile. I see. So the three of you already did something, huh? Said Clint. Yeah. I already told my brother. This year's school trip is going to be the last for that Rimuru, replied Carla. Your brother? I see. If it's that infamous hero Morgan who played a major role in the war against the Demon Lords 1,000 years ago, then no matter how strong Rimuru is, she is not getting away alive, said Iris with a smile. Of course. I just can't wait to hear the news of her mysterious disappearance after the trip, said Carla and laughed. So you managed to take care of that creature? Asked Alfred. Yes, Alfred-sama. That monster managed to kill Archangel Ikebo, but we defeated it in the end, said Tabo. Alright. Good job. Now you can go. With that, the two lower gods left the meeting. So what do you make of this? Said Argo. I am actually very disappointed. To think that creature would be defeated by mere lower gods like them, said Rokus with disappointment. Didn't I tell you? You were making a big deal out of some shitty monster. Now then let's get back, said Alfred and got up. Still, I should at least report this to Layla-sama, said Rokus and went away. Is that really over? I still remember very clearly the aura I felt before. I don't think such a monster can be defeated by mere lower gods. With a hint of doubt in his mind, Rokus went up to the highest realm where the goddess Layla resides. Somewhere far away, So then, as you are already aware of our situation, I propose we should agree on the contract with the demon lord Kainot, said Minister Kyo. Hearing that, there was an uproar in the meeting hall. Why, you are fully aware what that would mean for our nation, right? Yeah, that would mean we basically agree to become their vassal state, argued the other ministers. So then does any of you have a better solution? Asked Kyo. There was silence in the hall. That means we have to follow with my proposition. Minister Kyo, is that really the best option we have? Asked the king. Yes, my lord. Seeking protection under the demon lord Kainot's army is our only option to avoid total annihilation. We are in no way capable of fighting against the insectors. They will utterly destroy us in the war. There are only 3 nations sharing borders with us who could help us. Monster Queen Yuria is the strongest among them, but her demands are very harsh. Among the remaining 2, only demon lord Kainot is strong enough to fend off the insectors, explained Kyo. I see. I give you my permission. From now on, the nation of Filth is under demon lord Kainot's territory, declared the king. Hearing that, everyone present in the hall became sad, but decided that this was their best option. The war between the insectors and the demon lord Kainot's army will begin in a few months. Everyone thought that this is going to be just a minor event in the history of the world, but that was far from the truth. The world would soon be turned upside down, and this marked the beginning of the event. Alright everyone, I hope you are prepared for your trip next week. This time we are going to a special place personally decided by the headmaster Velsa, and we will be accompanied by 2 other academies as well, said Chris Sensei. What? Other academies? I don't think this has ever happened before, Sensei, said Iris. Yeah, it will, a first for our school. And this makes our trip all the more important since it will reflect our standing. As the best academy in the entire nation, I expect you all to be at the best of your behavior. Hi Sensei, and so a week passed by. The day finally came. Yosh, we finally get to so this, said Mia in excitement. According to our intel, the place we are going to visit is some type of forest marshland type area, located very close to the Mirage Caverns, said Ryzen. Yeah. That pretty weird. The Mirage Caverns is known for its uncharted cave puzzle, which no one has been able to find a way out of. It is said that once you enter it, you lose all sense of magic and skills and are only reliant on your 5 senses to find a way out, said Kay. That actually seems pretty scary. I hope we get to go inside it, said Mia in excitement. Didn't you hear a word I said? You cannot come out of there once you get in. There is a rumor that once a demon lord tried exploring it and went inside, never to be heard from again, said Kay. Ho? That's really interesting. I would like to know more about this later, said Rimuru. Yep. Now let's get on the warp pad.